How you doing, YouTube? Matt's Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little mystery beer, hopeful goodness, in the form of, I have no idea, courtesy of Sean. Thank you very much, brother. He sent me off a bunch of beer goodness, and that be the mystery beer variety. Nice sweet paper towel, a little bit of blue painter's tape. Done and done. Now we gotta crack in this. I forgot my bottle opener again. Resort to the hard metal object. That, if you're gonna learn any skill, I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you're gonna learn any skill, learn how to open a beer, that is a bottle opener. It's a very, very important tool for any beer lover or beer drinker alike. So what are mystery beers? People wrap up beers like said beer. They send them to me. I open them, I pour them, I drink them, I talk about them, and I talk about ABV and style and all that stuff and guess, not necessarily the exact beer, but talk about the beer in general. And whether I like it or not, then we unveil it and see how close I am, see how far I am. As far as this one goes, what do we have here? First things first. That, my friends, looks like a porter. To me, why do I say it looks like a porter as opposed to a stout? There's a bit of clarity to it. It has a lighter head on it, nothing too crazy, and actually see through it. It's probably hard to see on camera, but you can glean a little bit of light through that sucker. Not a big head on her. I mean, she looks like a smaller, darker beer, so could be wrong. But from a distance, you're looking at a porter. Or a small imperial stout, 5%, give or take. Let's get a nose. Okay, now I'm kind of dipping into the milk porter realm now. Getting a bit of soft lactose in there. Yeah, there's definitely lactose going on in that sucker. There's a nice, rich, creamy vanilla-like thing that has to be, in my brain, a lactose addition. If this is non-lactose, then kudos on you for getting that kind of out of there. There's a fruited vibe to it too, like a cherry kind of thing, which leads me to believe, or rewind it, it kind of makes me want to think about barrel and bourbon and fruit additions. I don't think any of that's going on. I think that's just a malt component because it's a very small beer. Again, it's just got to be kind of sub 6%. A little bit of coffee vibes, but again, I think that's coming from the malt. Yeah, as far as I'm getting like a sweet stout, sweet porter. Might have cherries involved. I doubt it though. I think it's just a sweet stout with a robust malt base that gives you a little bit of those cherry vibes. And as of nose lead me to believe right now, like I said, sub 6%. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ooh. Big, huge roast component, like gigantic. Dark ashiness, like cigarette ashiness. I kind of want to go away from that milk stout portion of the show. I'm getting huge astringent bittering component that leaves this straight up cigarette ash in my tongue. I'm not getting any kind of like residual sugar or sweetness that I would hope for from a little bit of lactose. So it's almost like I just want to kick that lactose vibe from the curb to the curb, I should say. That ashy thing just sucks. Yeah. So we're going to flip the script. We're going to drop that lactose out. We're going to go somebody's version of like an American I don't know. It has Guinness vibes to me. To be perfectly honest with you, it has like Guinness vibes, but not Guinness extra stout. It has Guinness like black lager. It's screaming that to me. So I think it's somebody's like, okay, I want to make a black lager, but I want to actually make a kind of a sweet stout along with it, kind of vibe, but not quite sure where they want to land. So I don't think there's lactose in it, but I think they're aiming for that kind of milk stout, sweet stout, export stout thing without any kind of lactose. But they might have lagered this thing. Yeah, I don't think it's Schwarzbier. I don't think it is, although I can see it being somebody's version of that. But that ashy component, man, it's got to be lager, right? Schwarzbier. We're gonna go Schwarzbier. You want to go? I don't drink enough of those to really kind of dial in. I love them when I have them and they're done right, but I think this one's making me do that. Yeah, it's somebody's lagered Schwarzbier. That airs a little bit too close to a kind of export stout. That's what I'm calling it. I'm done. There's not much else I'm going to pull from it. Let's see how wrong I am. I could definitely be super wrong on this one, but I'm kind of feeling what I talked about right there. I think I delved a little bit deep enough in there to kind of pinpoint that shit. So we'll see what happens with this one. Okay. Brewery I've never heard of before. Okay. These are easy to get off, especially these tape ones. I just make it hard for myself. We have Raven's Roost Baltic Porter. It's a robust and roasty malt aroma. Raven's Roost Baltic Porter has notes of chocolate, caramel, and toffee. Yeah, done. ABV 7.1, so a little bit bigger than what I thought it was. You know, it's not a Baltic Porter. It's just not the Baltic Porters that I like. Let's put it that way. Curious as to dating on this. There's a little bit of code down here. Can't really tell much of anything from that. Oh, there we go. It says Parked on. It's Parked on. Parked on 1/30/18. So this has some time on it. Does that affect it all that much? We're talking about the end of October 2018. So you're talking about, 9 months. Could affect it quite a bit. But yeah, sure. I talked about a porter. I talked about, sub 6%. Although this one being a bit 7. I talked about it not having a bunch of bits and pieces in it. I talked about it being lagered. Is it a lagered Baltic Porter? I am of the mindset that all Baltic Porters should be lagered, but some people do not lager their Baltic Porters. So I don't know. I would bet, I don't know if I bet my left testy, but maybe a couple, tip my pinky finger. This one is, because of the way I get that kind of ashy, funky bit and piece on there. That's reminiscent to me of kind of dark lagered beer. So this, maybe it's me being pretentious or whatever you want to call it. I call this somebody's attempt at a Schwarzbier that they missed the mark. They called it a Baltic Porter. I think this is somebody's attempt at a Baltic Porter that got too close to a Schwarzbier, and not in a good way. Not a tasty beer. I mean, granted, like I said, it has some time on it. And, you get a little bit of the caramel notes in the nose now. Hindsight's 2020, but, soft caramel, sweet molasses. I can dig that. And you do get those kind of bits and pieces if you're really thinking about it. There's a dark, funky, ashy component, which I believe is the lagering portion of the show. It could be oxidation, too, to be perfectly honest with you. It could be just an aggressive wet paper thing that's being hidden from me really well. But the way this beer sits right now, just not a fan, to be honest with you. Done and done. Is it one of the better Baltic Porters I've had as of late? No. Value and availability? No idea. Maybe Sean can chime in and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like Guinness Black Lager, this tastes very close to that. Very similar to that, for me at least. So, if you want that kind of oxidative, kind of ashy component in your smaller ABV, darker beers, this will do it for you. But if you're looking for something a little bit more balanced and well-made, might be a steer clear, at least for this guy. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little robust Porter Shores beer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.